Everybody got their balance and sound and everything good? Okay, question for Coach White.
Nope. Coach, how's your practice been down here?
You know what? They've been solid. Like they've had good effort. They've been locked in. When you're off for 4 days like they had over for Christmas, you just worry a little bit about rust. But they've been solid in that. Remembering what we've been, what we've had for game plan purposes. But anytime you're in a bowl, you always just sort of you get a little bit nervous. That they. It's been a while since we've tackled live. It's they understand what they have to do in terms of getting the win, but it's also a nice experience to come down to a warm place, and they have bowl events and all of that, and so you want them to enjoy that experience, and so it's that delicate balance, between having fun but also being locked in, and so they've been locked in when it's been football time. I think they've really enjoyed themselves so far. But it's getting to that point where now it's time to be, football 24/7. Just get yourself locked in, get your body right, get your mind right, so they can show up and get ready to play. The nice thing is we've got a lot of guys that have played in bowl games before. They understand sort of how it works. So overall, solid.
So many guys opt out of bowl games. It doesn't seem to be the case this year. How nice is it to go into bowl games with almost a full roster of guys?
Yeah, I think that obviously helps. It allows you to keep a lot of what you've done throughout the year in terms of game planning, in terms of what you run defensively, and so that's been nice, and there's a comfort level and a cohesion amongst the group, and if there's a mistake, they understand the communication. Hey, let's get that thing reloaded, let's do it, and so I think you can be more productive, with your practice time.
Mark played Shipley compared to talented running backs. What do you see with them? Do they remind you of anybody you've seen this year?
No, I mean, a really talented duo. Both are really good, after contact. A lot of broken tackles when you watch. Both are very active, in the pass game, so you've got to always know where they are. And then they put them both in there together, and they're both willing blockers for each other. You can tell that, sometimes you get a two-back pairing, which one's the blocker and which one's going to be the runner, and they're both equally willing to block anyone from a DN to a linebacker. They take great pride in it, so you're playing a bunch of football dudes, and that's always the piece that you have a lot of respect for. When you play guys that you can tell are football guys, they're football junkies. Their sacrifice level is at a premium and at a high. Those guys are going to come in ready to rock and roll, in a game like this. And so we've got to be ready. We've got to do a great job of swarm tackling. We got to try to attack the football, and create some short fields and, help the offense a little.
Is there something you guys are able to expose in that way? Is that worked out well for you guys, that they're not as talented passes as they
Yeah, I think some of that, the narrative there is probably maybe overblown, that they don't pass the ball well. I think they pass the ball more than efficiently, and they do a nice job. They just, maybe the style's a little bit different. It's a little bit more horizontal than it is vertical. They'll take some vertical shots, once they get you sucked down. But just because it's a screen pass doesn't mean it's not effective. It slows down your rush. They do a great job. It gets their playmakers the ball quickly in their hands. Their O-line, you watch them, they finish blocks. Again, it's a group that I think works well together. I think it's more than effective for what they want to do, and it creates balance within their offense, and it opens up. They throw it more than efficiently to keep you from just loading the box against the run game.
Is it similar to what you saw from, they want to run the ball more with Mike Leach with Mississippi State?
No, I mean, you can tell like there's some influence, like some route concept wise, there's some influence. How they go about formationally, there's influence there, but I think, it is not sort of Mike Leach's offense or, Coach Leach's offense. So, but there are elements in there, and they use them effectively. So they've done a nice job of playing sort of the modern football game. There's going to be pace and tempo to it, so our guys have to, again, get set up. It's not going to be necessarily like Tennessee Lightning, but it's going to be fast. And they're going to have times when they can amp it up to warp speed if they want, but they tend to play at sort of a high volume but, paced offense where they can get themselves into the right play that they want in that moment.
Right, it looks like when I've looked, their offensive line is experienced, they're big, they're strong. Is that their key on offense, and do they remind you of anybody you played this year?
No, I think I get asked that a lot, and I think they're really unique in their style. There are elements that we have played before, but no style specifically that you say, okay, that is this team that we've played. I think they're a little bit unique in that regard, in how they use personnels and how they formation in terms of what style of run game they are, even how they block the run game. It's not, everybody's a little bit different in terms of how they like to zone scheme, and so even how their O-line blocks the zones are different than, maybe we've seen, versus some of those heavy outside zone teams. So, but yeah, I think the O-line, the running backs, and the athleticism of the quarterback. I think people don't ever talk about his athleticism enough, like in how he extends plays, and I think that's a piece too. A question was asked obviously about the passing game and the fact that, hey, if everything's covered or you're trying to take away the passing game, how many first downs he has actually scrambled for. So that doesn't show up on the passing stats, but it was a passing down that he got everybody spread out. He takes off, he scrambles for a first. Now the drive's extended. Now they go down and score a touchdown. So he does a nice job, again, of keeping plays alive with his legs. Then you put in the run game where he can pull it and make plays and, churn first downs, which allows those high volume, they're top 10 in rep count, in terms of number of plays. And a lot of that is because they churn out first downs.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.